And we are live. Hey everyone, welcome to Nature Check, the show, I should mute my computer. The show where you come for the game and stay for the science. This is the 4th episode of our Burn campaign, a post-apocalyptic game for apocalyptic times. We're playing Legacy, Life Among the Ruins, not Coriolis or whatever that other thing was you just said.
It's a good game too, but not what we're playing.
True. We want to address this right at the top of the show. Black Lives Matter. Period. Black people deserve the same rights, freedoms, and abilities to feel safe and welcome in any spaces where they choose to participate as any person of any other color. We all believe this truth very strongly and do work in our spaces to promote Black voices, including uplifting Black academics in our research spaces and Black creators in our science communication spaces. You should be doing the same. Last night, we announced that for the entire month of June, all Nature Check streams will be supporting the Bale Project through a campaign on Tiltify. You can find the link to our campaign in the panels below and on our Twitter or in the video or podcast description. Wow. Sorry about that. Panels below, Twitter, or in the video or podcast description. We appreciate your support of this deserving charity to help bring justice for Black lives in our communities. As a bonus, when you donate $5 to the Bale Project through our campaign, you can choose to grant advantage to a player in either of our RPG streams, and a $10 donation can similarly be used to grant advantage to the Game Master, or in this stream, it'll be used as disadvantage on a player.
Yeah.
If you choose to use your donation to grant one of these advantages, please mention it in the text panel so that I can keep track. And as an extra special motivation, we have a secret benefactor who will be matching donations up to the first $1,000 raised. So please help us support the Bale Project. We've already raised $180, and we really appreciate your energy on this campaign. Thanks, everyone. Moving on to our general announcements. First of all, happy Pride Month, everyone! And as always, thanks to those of you who are watching us live. If you have any questions for the cast, feel free to post them in the chat, and I'll bring them up when we take our break. If you're not watching us live, thanks for catching us on video at our YouTube channel or on our podcast. We appreciate you coming along with us on our adventures. Don't forget, subscriptions on any of our platforms, as well as comments and reviews, really help us out, so thanks in advance for doing that as well. And the social media information for the entire Nature Check cast can be found down in the reference section. My brain is running away with me tonight. Now it's time for introductions. Hi, I'm Sheryl, and my pronouns are she, her. I'm a PhD student studying ecology at the University of Illinois at Chicago, and when I'm not doing research, you can find me on YouTube as the Roving Naturalist and here on Nature Check. For the Burn campaign, I'll be running the family called the Ripples, and my current character's name is Islae. Next we've got Jordan.
Hey everyone, I'm Jordan. My pronouns are also she, her. I'm a PhD student at Harvard and MIT studying brain simulation and machine learning. And when I'm not doing that, you can find me on YouTube talking about AI and algorithms, or on Twitter doing the same thing. For this campaign, I will be running the family, the institute, and playing the character Lissa.
Awesome. Next we've got Peter.
Hey everybody, my name is Peter Coffey. I am clearing my throat. I am an extension agent in Maryland, where I teach people about agricultural science, and insects specifically. I am an entomologist, and in my spare time I take pictures of bugs. I use he pronouns, and I'm in the process of moving right now, so once again everybody's seeing a different background from me, so exciting.
And then we've got Xander.
Hey, I'm Xander. My pronouns are he, him. I am a PhD candidate in cognitive psychology in Iowa, of all places. Pretty much the exact center of the United States, so I never get to see the ocean. I run a YouTube channel called Art Explains, where I talk about science and history, and I focus a lot on the human brain, human anatomy, things like that. Right now I'm working on an episode about centrifuge therapy, which is exactly what it sounds like. Back in the 1800s, they would take insane asylum patients and they'd spin them around in the hopes that it would make them feel better. It didn't work, but it only took them a few decades to figure that out, so, progress.
Science.
And in this campaign, I am playing a character named Ganymede Bowerbird, and of the Bowerbird family, so Yeah.
I genuinely didn't know that was also his last name, but I love it.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be, but it can be, and it's very good.
It's also his middle name, but that's just a coincidence.
Bowerbird.
They're very on brand.
One of them is on his mother's side, the other one's on his father's side.
After his great-great-grandfather Bowerbird.
And last but certainly not least, our game master for the Burn campaign is Jareth.
Hi, I'm Jareth. I go by they pronouns. My background's in physics. I have a t-shirt about it that I won in a physics contest, so that's pretty cool. Particularly nuclear and astro kind of are my focuses. Anywho, I run everyone else in this city. Let's get going. You were trapped on an ice floe. Things were bad.
What if I have questions about the physics competition?
Yeah, I also want to know what a physics competition is.
That's
okay,
fair.
so here's what I'm imagining. Let me know if I'm wrong.
Past that, but no, let's...
Yeah, can we all guess?
Here's what I'm imagining. You know how, like, in classroom demonstrations, they have the freshman physics student stand there and then they swing one of the balls at him? It's like, it's not going to hit you.
That's a very, yeah.
And so you were the bravest and you
conservation of
stood there the
energy.
longest.
That would have
That's
been...
how you got the shirt. That's my...
All right, Peter, what's your guess?
I'm thinking where you like stick your hand into the liquid nitrogen to grab the the cold racquetball ball.
I still seem to have my hand, so that's an interesting. Jordan, do you have any? That's fair enough. I already told Sheryl when we were doing the setup, so it seems cheating to. But no, it was just a presentation contest. We had they gave us a problem, and I was working with two other freshmen, and like we went up and crossed a bunch of numbers out on the board, and it looked real good, and everybody else stood up and was like, "Oh, we tried real hard to get a good number," and we were like, "X, none of this. It's like 5 maybe. I don't know." And everyone agreed that we did it best, and so they voted, and we got T-shirts.
I was right about the freshmen, and I call that a
We're
win.
freshmen. Yes.
So ice.
So yeah, that's
ice.
So we were on an ice floe. It was cracking. You know, like those penguins. You've seen those videos with the penguins. Oh gosh, it's cute. But then there's an orca sometimes, and that's less cute.
Foreshadowing.
But there's not an
Yeah.
orca. I should clarify.
I was going to say, which one are we?
In this situation.
Like penguins.
Like
And the
penguins.
penguin. You could be. Well, Cheryl's got an octopus.
I do. I don't know if this is the time to use the octopus, though.
It's up to you. But
Let's explore other options.
I think it's fair to note that, like, well, it's cracking, and more like that kind of penguin scenario I was positing, that, like, it's cracking up. It's not, like, in immediate danger of the PCR on dissolving. It's probably, you know, a few hundred square meters or something here on, and likewise, they're kind of fractions nearby that are fairly similar. You're kind of starting to see fissures running.
This would be a good time for me to know what a meter is.
It's about a yard.
So an American football field, I can do that.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, an American football field. That's, I think, all right.
When we say ice floe, though, like you said, it's not in danger of dissolving. So you're saying it's not like it's like a free
Flow is
floating.
probably. Yeah, exactly. So
It's just like-
the ice you're on was previously there was water underneath, no land, and so kind of that situation is starting to reassert itself.
Right, but I guess it's not like we're not like on a raft like floating out into open water. We're just separated from the rest of the ice surfaces by some fissures.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's starting to crack. Probably combination of temperature and something. Who knows?
Okay, that doesn't
Physics, probably.
that doesn't feel as dire as like ice raft floating out into the ocean, though.
No, I don't think so yet. Certainly, this was more of a soft move than me being like, "Haha, you're adrift now." This is more like the start of danger. It's a scenario that I've put you in than the thing that's like really going to come around and be a problem yet.
That didn't inspire confidence.
No, listen. No, it's a small situation, but like you were trying to kind of get out here and examine these bones, and the kind of ice that they're embedded in wasn't really above land to any extent, and so Therefore, it's starting to break apart.
So, have we made it to the bones yet?
I thought so. Yes, I maybe kind of. There's probably like whale rib cage embedded in this football field sized chunk of ice that you're hanging out on. Let's say.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the ice broke up because I asked what dangers did this place hold. So we had started investigating the bones, and you told us that the water that the ice was starting to get soft.
That it's less stable. That's, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. We have not collected any samples yet.
No. But there's probably some blubber in there, and it smells bad. As it's getting to no, it's still like -30 something probably. I'm making this up. No, it can't be. Wait, yes, it can. Yeah, it's probably the low negatives. Let's say 10-ish in Celsius. So
pretty darn cold.
Practically balmy. Practically balmy, depending on where you live. I'm from California, so yeah, that's absolutely. But I grew up in New England, so that's not too bad for there. You know, it's all about perspective.
Yeah.
Islae, you know a lot about water, right?
I would like to think so.
Well, here's my question for you. What are we going to do about this situation?
I punch him.
Yeah, let's leave him out here on the ice floe.
I push him into one of the fissures.
All right, that's a move, and we can do that. Okay.
Instead of actually pushing him in.
I roll to oppose.
Instead of actually pushing him in, I do the thing where you like push your friend and like grab their arms real quick, so they like think they're going in, and then they don't. Yeah.
Ooh, well, you better make sure that you. No, I'm not. I can't.
You can't.
That's so much. I can't make you roll every time something dumb happens. Also, I should probably log into Roll20. Huh. What do you think?
Oh, me too. Oops.
That's fine.
We're on the page that says launch game, so I'm getting
I feel like this is karmic because I always yell at the players in the Arty campaign to log in, and I don't, so.
Oh, gang, we did it. We're doing a real good job.
We're doing so good. Thanks for enjoying the puns, Sarah. I'm glad you like them.
I'm glad somebody does.
Yep. Sarah's an Uber fan. We appreciate Sarah.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I feel like Charon is the kind of person that would like scold you guys for like messing around in a dangerous situation. He's a real
Then do it.
He's a real spoil sport.
Are you just gonna describe? Do you have any particular words of scolding? Like, let the character moment shine.
We're in a potentially dangerous situation here. You guys need to be taking this seriously.
There it is.
I feel like I want Charon and
Peter.
Cedric to meet now, though, because
I don't know how I can make that happen.
yeah, Charon would hate Cedric so much. Okay, but in all seriousness, yeah, we should probably not be like we should be on solid ground.
Right. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But let me. I got moves. Does anyone have a plan for that, or?
Are we like trying to collect anything before we go?
Or yeah, that's the other. Is do you want to kind of make any effort to do something since you're here, or are you just trying to get out because like you came all this way?
Yeah, I think I'd like to try and collect since this is like decomposed, maybe like a bone marrow sample. I don't.
That's yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's the kind of tool I would have.
Almost certainly some sort of big long needle with like maybe a bore kind of at the front, so you can really get through bone.
Sorry,
right?
That stuff.
Am I wrong? I don't know what those tools will.
No, yeah, that's what I was imagining. Yeah.
Yeah, you're totally correct. They just skeeve me out. Yep.
No, that's. Yeah. I mean. Valid.
I feel like so Charon is basically like takes his backpack off, like kind of like tosses it to the ground, reaches inside, and like pulls out this enormous like like a cordless drill with like a bit on it that's like this long, and everybody else is like,
"Was that a skeleton harvester?"
It's a tissue borer. The best DNA longevity is deep inside the bones, so. Going for that.
True.
I'm no bonologist, but that sounds true to me.
It sounds true because Charon says it with a air of
Right.
authority.
He sounded very authoritative, so you know what? You're right. I am going to make that true for this universe. I don't know if it's true in this universe, but this universe right here, it's true now. Congrats. We've changed physics, maybe.
Maybe.
Everyone knows the best DNA is in the middle,
Middle.
right? Like the middle of
Sure.
the bone. You go. You don't want to go too far in because now you're on your way out the other side. So
Or
Sheryl,
middle of the
you-
mosquito.
in the middle.
We're also, I assume, what, were you trying to kind of collect secure?
Well, I just like I wanted this place, I guess, right? Like
Okay.
like we wanted this coastal area. So I would like to be on the land part for right now because I don't really want
Okay.
to like wind up in the really 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 freezing cold super saline water. Like
It's probably warmer in the water than it is in the
Well,
air. It's just that
yeah.
once you get out, you're
exactly. Like either I'm going in the water and I'm staying in the water or I'm staying out of the water. So since I'm not going to
Wise.
start a ripple settlement here on the coast all by myself, I'm going to stay out of the water.
Sounds like a good plan.
That's
I
your
think we
plan.
should.
But yeah, basically
head
I'm
back
like
to
I'm
land.
Okay.
planting like like a metaphorical flag here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, let's. I think there's the tricky path move. Gosh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Forge a path. It sounds like. So Peter, I think you can grab your sample. I'm not going to make anyone roll about that. That's silly. You're just doing a thing your character knows how to do. But you do have to spend a couple minutes trying to like get a better understanding of what this is. I think the reason you're up here is to kind of get us idea for like the whale stuff from when Sheryl, when the ripples kind of have this space, like because you want to do some trading, so you're like visiting an oil well or whatever. You're out here to kind of test the quality of the thingamajig. I'm real good at speaking.
Yeah, so I guess my intent in
Yeah.
inviting him along was kind of like that, like sampling the resources
Yeah.
that we now have access to, but also kind of insinuated quid pro quo that like I'm doing you a favor right now and bringing you to this resource, so like ideally,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah, I guess.
Cool.
Is there a mechanic? Should I give you a treaty in exchange for that? I feel like we didn't really
Yes.
discuss that.
Yes.
Okay.
Cheryl, take one treaty on Peter. I have a sheet I should mark. Just because the thing stopped doing it
Okay.
good for
So now I have
Oh,
whatever reason.
Oh
now I
yeah.
have
20.
3
Silver.
treaty on you.
Yeah, is roll 20 still bad?
For families, I assume. Like, it has the characters. It's
for
great
families.
at character.
Yeah. Still bad.
That's
Yeah. For some
So
reason,
weird.
decided to lose the family side of the character sheet. Very upsetting.
Who knows? It's fine. We'll figure it out.
It's not the worst. It kept the stats at least, so we can make rolls.
Yeah.
True.
That's neither here nor there. You can collect. Yeah, you kind of drill in. You fill up your sample container. It's gross, I'm sure. Very biological.
Whoa! Now
Uh,
I feel like now you're talking shit about my discipline. We can't all be pure physics people,
Yeah, that's true.
Some of us like to get our hands dirty.
My mom's a biochemist. I love bios.
That's barely biology.
Yeah, if you've got rubber gloves on, is it really biology?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start a fight. Oh no.
And you can. My mom loves you, Sheryl. Please don't do this.
Aw, your mom is so sweet.
So sweet. Okay, we are getting. Somebody
Yep.
give me the roll where you use force to show how good you are at getting through terrain.
Oh, that's the forge a path.
Yeah.
Okay.
Forge a path.
But I can only assume that that's not me because I usually fail my fossils.
I'll do it.
You are
'cause
bad at it. Yes.
I'm sort of. I'll do it because I'm sort of leading this, I guess.
You did really good that one time you did it though, because you finagled advantage.
Yeah,
That
I was about to say, because I rolled advantage on
Yeah.
it.
That's true.
Mhm.
Well, I'm about to take advantage. Thank you, donors. Don't forget, please donate to the Bale
Thanks.
Project to support Black communities and also so that we don't die out here on the ice.
I can
Well,
only
we have,
handle
like,
losing
an
one
unlimited
character
pool
per
of
weekend.
advantage.
Right. When Nature Check Arda is playing, you want to donate $10 to help Sheryl. When Nature Check Burn is playing, you want to donate $5 to help Sheryl. It's very convenient.
Don't tend to hurt.
Or tend to hurt. Okay, so I'm rolling with force.
Mhm.
What happened?
That's bad.
What happened? I can't even. Oh, I
That's
missed
6.
even with advantage. Are you kidding me?
And I roll to
Got it.
assist.
Oh no.
1 and 2 twos. So
Ah,
yes, you can.
garbage.
Force?
As always. Yeah, sorry. And if you have relevant backstory, you get advantage. Do you?
Do I have relevant
You.
backstories?
Oh gosh, our backstory is our connection is something like you
Oh,
saved
it's
me.
Sure.
You saved me
Yeah.
from something.
My backstory says Islae has much to learn about life in the wasteland.
Oh well, there you go.
Actually, yeah, okay. I'm sold. Take it. No, that
Apparently.
fits.
Did I? Oh, there we go.
So then, if you do good, you get to. All
What's
right.
the number? There we go. 7? Wait, is that a success or not? I can't remember.
That's a
Yeah.
partial success, which on call for aid means that you get to bump it up one category, so it's no longer a failure, but you also are exposed to the consequences.
Okay.
I imagine
Um,
we're trying to walk on ice, but like one of us slips and the other one catches them, and then they start to slip, and Yakety Sax is playing, and it's a comedic masterpiece.
Really? Oh gosh.
The camera speeds up for a bit. It's choice.
I want us to
Real
be
moment
able
of
to.
comedic relief.
I want us
Everyone
to
else
be
is
able to
just
take
standing
the
in the
other
background,
characters
like-
with us. Unless you guys don't want to come with us.
Well,
I think Jordan's character and I are both just standing there watching
Yeah, we're
you
just kind
guys.
of like,
Oh, I mean, if you want me to take the you can't take gear other characters with you thing, I can leave you there, but.
you would be on your own.
Yeah,
It'd just
stay
be
here with the radioactive orcas or
Me
whatever.
and Ganymede.
What? No.
I just presume.
They're echolocating. Is the actual what?
What?
That's all orcas echolocate. Don't listen to me. That's how
Um,
whales work.
Yeah, there's
is how
something up
whales
here
work.
called the
That's
called the
yeah.
melon.
I was like, aha! It'll have been dark. They'll need echolocation. No, they're just whales.
Just regular whales.
Make some decisions
Oh
so
my
we can get
gosh.
away from my shame.
Oh god.
They've got a cool extra
You can-
sensory organ in their brain. The thinky part in the human, is right up here. But in whales and dolphins or whatever, a lot of that is like its own special sensory organ. It's pretty cool.
That is true.
That was the most scientific explanation. Thanks for that, Xander.
Welcome.
I'm renaming the homunculus that
The-
lives inside my brain the
the
thinky
thinky
part.
I mean, that's what it says in my neuroanatomy textbook.
The expert weighs in.
When I,
Someday these people will be teaching your college students.
Not me.
All right, be prepared. Not me.
when I
I'm
explain
good.
the parts of the brain to my freshman students, I do tend to simplify it down about that far. And I'm like, listen, some of the parts of your brain are a lot dumber than the other parts of your brain. And that's just how
Yeah.
these are the thinky
That's
parts,
true.
these are the not thinky parts.
I feel like the visual here is really important, though. Between the bottle and the headband, and you giving
No,
this
it's 80s as
explanation.
hell.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I'm wearing this sweatband because this sweatband is making me pretty sweaty. So I'm probably going to take it off. It is both
Who
the
among
cause
us?
of and the solution to the problem.
To sweat.
Yeah.
Fascinating. So
the-
yeah.
The route we took is lost.
Okay, that's definitely makes sense as I think bones start to sink down. It's not like super deep here. Your people especially have like, underwater so you're not losing access, Sheryl, but like kind of as these float I guess sheets crack apart, like a lot of the weakness points are kind of where the bones have been frozen in, of course. And so they are particularly... so you think you might have some trouble once this remelts relocating. You have kind of a path. Oh, no, you don't, actually. You marked that path from the findings, so you're good. You're good. Okay, so then...
And are you two literally standing there and you don't want to come with us? Or...
That feels bad.
That was just for you guys falling
Oh,
down.
okay.
This is...
Then
They wait for you to forge a path.
Yeah, then it takes us longer than we expect to get back to solid ground.
Okay, well, that's not great for you, because I can do more things.
Super.
No, I know, right? So you kind of wake your way, kind of look, and we're largely dealing with very large chunks of ice on that sort of football field and larger size chunks, which makes it more startling when, let's see, it was a whale. I know we joked about it earlier. I had this planned before you people started joking, and I hate when that happens because I can never...
What if you retcon it into like an elephant seal or something?
Ooh.
No, it's trying to tip
dangerous.
the ice and pull you people in to eat. Right now, so its initial kind of appearance, again, I think orca was what I had in mind, so let's stick with it. That is why I had in mind that it was like dark adapted before I realized that nope. Anyhow, hey, listen.
That's fine.
Whales are dark adapted. They do, in fact, have to go to very dark parts of the sea, and that's why they have those other vision methodologies. Anyhow, so as you've seen in those penguin videos, that it cracks kind of the large piece you're on, kind of half, kind of pounding up onto it, trying to kind of tilt it backwards. So it is now tilting. There's a whale trying to eat you. You got to scramble. I'm turning it over to you unless you want to let this continue to happen unabated.
Oh, angry ocean panda.
Angry ocean panda, gang.
Oh dear.
I can throw some knives at its tongue or eye.
Oh, it's albino, actually.
Then I'll just...
Oh, it's
well,
albino.
then how do we see it?
Right? Like,
Everything's
most,
white out
I think
here, all that ice
albinism is a very good...
No, because if you try to
animal
kill it, then
trait
it'll
now.
become your white whale, and you'll just keep coming out here trying to kill it.
Call me Ishmael.
No, it's Ganymede.
Is its mouth
Bowerbird.
Is its mouth currently open, or can I see its eyes?
So kind of what you think, in fact, what it's doing is kind of going to go back down. It's tilted the ice. It's going to probably give it another dive and then thump to try and kind of tilt it again. Get you guys near it, basically, and then open its mouth. So its mouth isn't like wide open right away. It kind of watching and waiting or whatever, more than like about... Yeah. It's waiting for you guys to get closer to open its mouth is what I'm trying to get at, but taking too many words to say. Misconjugating.
Since I have many knives, I'm going to throw one of my many knives at maybe one of its eyes or something.
Okay.
Like that would be distracting if it had a knife in its eye. Might have something else to worry about.
Are you trying to get close to do that?
I'm no biologist, but nope. I'm just going to throw it from here.
Okay.
The blinky Bart.
The blinky blink.
I'm just trying to decide if are you assaulting it, or are you kind of trying to distract it or to damage it, I guess is what I'm...
The intent really isn't to damage it. I just want it to think that we're not worth the trouble of eating.
Okay.
Like, I'm not trying to kill it. I'm just trying to dissuade it.
Yeah, that's fair. I was just
it's like
trying
convincing
to
a bear that you're bigger than
between...
you are, by growing your hair out, for example.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the plan is here. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go on a nature hike and
Gosh.
see some bears. That's why I haven't cut my hair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, I was trying to decide between diffuse and fiercely assault. That sounds like diffuse, and it sounds like quick action more than any of the other things, so I'm going to say steal.
All right, let's do this. Should I take advantage, Sheryl?
You can choose to if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll take advantage. I feel like getting eaten by a whale would be not good.
Probably.
On my won't list.
And I missed.
Oh no!
Wow, I rolled
advantage.
I rolled garbagely.
Advantage is doing nothing for y'all.
Why are we? How is this happening?
Jeez.
It's also part of our secret ploy to get people to donate more money.
Oh no!
Please, these players are terrible at rolling dice, which I don't even know. That's not a skill.
They're not even
They're
real
virtual
dice. Yeah.
They're virtual dice. If these were real dice, you'd be drowning in sixes right now. That's all I'm saying.
Is there a reasonable way that I could assist with a weird grenade?
Almost certainly, yes. With a
I
weird
like
grenade,
that.
for
That
instance.
feels like an assault,
I
not
like
like
how reasonable and weird
persuade.
grenade were in the same sentence.
I mean, you've got the weird... No, but like, we're more trying to distract it. Exactly. There's all sorts of whatever.
Do you have electric
And
ones?
You've got like a Oh, do you? Electric would
Ooh.
make sense as a thing that would definitely be dissuasive right here.
Okay.
So let's say some sort of whatever electric thing. Give me a roll then.
That's steal again? Or force?
I think that's steel. Do you have relevant backstory? I don't
I
remember.
don't think so.
Okay. Well, then either see how it goes
Take
or
advantage
steal.
on this roll too. Just
Might
in
as
case
well,
we
yeah,
think
like-
we're going crap.
You're also taking
They're really
advantage?
not
Yeah.
doing much, so let's do it.
That's okay. We've got 6 more, gang. Woo!
Hey! There you go. Okay, so that moves it up to 9. You buy some time. I think kind of the shock in the water near it makes it definitely go, these folks, I do not know. There's probably plenty of things around here I can eat that will not electrocute me, it thinks. But unfortunately, you've only bought some time, and you got to choose one of the diffuse options. I guess Jordan, I guess you're completely clear of the consequences, so it's just Xander. Because you did
Open up
good.
the player's guide again. Whoops.
Great. The handouts is like,
Yeah,
very
I
good.
keep thinking that I'd save them and then not being able to find them. I think I
oh, yep.
Yep, here we go.
Let's see.
So it's between a cost to securing, the danger returning, or it's still being present but threatening someone or something else.
Oh, there we go. Boy, I don't know. I guess I'm going to pick that it's a temporary reprieve and the danger will soon return, because I figure we can skedaddle before it gets back.
That would be
That
nice.
sounds good. Since we kind of have a new precarious terrain, I'm going to need just one more forge a path to get you guys out of here. Assuming it goes well, and if it doesn't, then, well, we'll see. But,
Who wants to do that one?
a force roll from someone who's good at it, ideally, but, you know...
Who's leading the charge?
I have -1 force.
Isn't that, you?
Yeah, is it me or is it Ganymede? I don't know. Who's doing this?
My force is actually 0. So.
Oh, then I guess it's me. And I'm taking advantage. Not that helped me last time.
It should.
Thanks, donors!
There's only so much
Yay!
Yay!
All right, it's starting to add up. Cheryl rolled a 13, which is very, very good.
It
and
is.
That is a higher number than
get out
the
of there.
last
You scramble. Kind of as you get to more secure ice, you see your friend jump up and try and bash it again, but because you're now connected to ice that's above land, it's more secure and doesn't really wobble as much, and so it really feels your orca friend grumbles at you as you makes an orca noise at you. I don't know.
Bye.
Whatever it is.
And then it just follows us. It just follows us out of the ocean on legs.
Oh
Heads
no!
up.
Becomes a tetrapod. Yeah.
No.
No, I've got land threats. I've got ocean threats. There'll be some amphibious threats, but this isn't one of them.
I mean, of course, it's a
lot of
whale,
them
not
I'll
a
just
shark.
Come up with the...
Never mind.
What?
Was that a Sharknado joke?
No, it was a land,
A land
shark
shark
joke.
joke.
Oh, a
Yeah.
land shark.
Thank you, Xander.
That's
Tough
what
crowd.
Saturday Night Live.
Tough crowd. Yeah.
Is that where that came from? Yeah.
Anyway.
I see.
I still have to pick one of these things, don't I?
I don't... Do you? What's the thing?
It says on a 10 plus pick one.
Oh.
I just did this and I picked two. I don't know. Am I allowed to pick one of the
Nah,
ones
it's
I just
fine.
picked? Okay.
Yeah, no. Like, honestly, I'm not even worried about it. Like,
Okay.
especially because you have kind of that pre-established pathway back that you found.
All right. Then I'll pick the.
I think it's...
Sorry.
I was gonna even forego any of it.
Okay, whatever.
Honestly, nothing too consequential really happens.
Thanks.
Because, like, you could lose the route across some of the ice floe, but what's that? That's nothing. Like, whatever. So, yeah, you can kind of find... You've gotten your path. You've kind of really secured this zone. It's certainly... now you have... I'm going to mark it with blue on the map. A little bit more of an oceany zone.
Yay, ocean. That's what we were hoping for.
Or maybe a lake. I don't know.
Whatever.
No, not it's salty. It's definitely salt.
Definitely
one of the two salt ocean or sea. That was the one. Although you can have saltwater lakes. Anyhow, it's the salton sea.
Yay.
Sorry, I've got way off topic here. So
How's your
yeah,
how's your octopode friend doing?
I mean, it's still in my backpack. Was there a
Oh,
reason I should
yeah.
be concerned about it?
I don't know. Maybe the closer
No.
you get to the ocean, the wigglier it gets, or something. You know, like woo,
does it
ocean time.
cry for freedom?
Or does it like freshwater? I actually can't remember what we decided.
Oh.
I guess. Oh yeah, because last time we have a need for fresh water
A need
because
for fresh
they're
water.
freshwater
This is true.
octopuses, and we keep going on so many adventures with these backpacks that we're using up a lot of our fresh water.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So the octopus is not excited about the ocean. Gotcha.
Maybe not this octopus. Yeah.
Maybe you'll have to breed some saltwater octopi.
Yay.
How many generations would that
Or
take?
find them. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
All depends. Yeah. So I think that we can kind of zoom back out to the family. Actually, let's wait before we do that. Peter and or Xander, did your characters have kind of similar field trips that you... Like, I know the genetic experiment catacombs were kind of like there and like had interests to the shepherds in particular. I didn't know if you necessarily wanted to like go do adventures at them now or later or whatever, but
Yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely our number one interest. I mean, we did already
Okay.
go there once, like in
That's
this
true.
age, but I think that's definitely our top priority as far as if we were going to be returning someplace, that would be it.
mhm.
But we would need company for that.
Oh,
we're,
yeah, for
we're
sure.
but simple
But
simple
we're-
farmers and researchers. We need
I mean-
somebody with a little bit of martial prowess to accompany us.
If you've read there's some portion of the game book that gives you your player agenda, the sort of things you should try and do as players, and one of them is find reasons to get your characters to work together, even if the families aren't. So I appreciate that.
Well-
Appreciate you coming with me on this. But why don't you give me a family claim by force roll so that we can start, see how it goes in the abstract before we zoom in to figure that specific what that scene is and if you guys do well or bad.
Where on the map are we looking?
We are currently looking at the failed genetic. Oh,
That's to the northwest.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, over
Didn't
by the
I
biohack.
have a claim to those? I can't remember. Were those the ones that we went to before?
Yes.
Yeah, we've been there. I don't know about a claim.
I got like a
But-
point of something while we were there.
Oh, there
'Cause
was.
I made like a lore roll, and then I got a point at something. I can't quite remember.
There wasn't. Didn't you discover something valuable like while forging
yeah,
a path?
If you
I
could
discovered
secure,
that the
you got
object
the
that I was
medicine
after
thing.
was in the secret military research facility. But I thought while we were in the catacombs, I did some kind of roll that got me like a point of something. I'm not that familiar with this game system, otherwise I would be able to
That's
articulate
totally
that.
I know Sheryl used her cool defensive ability and used all the hold on that. I do not remember this thing, but
did you get like a point
oh, yeah,
Point
I
of
think
data or a point of tech or something. I don't remember.
I think that was it. Is yeah, you got like a point of data or tech that goes into your family, and so you don't have a claim as such, but you got a cool thing
good.
when
If
you
that's
went
something
there.
different, then I'm fine with this
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, there's no like whatever. It's just like tech and data are basically the currencies, meta game currencies that you spend to tech gives you advantage and data gives you data understanding of the world. So you can kind of trade them back in whenever for those things. Although, thanks to our viewers, you might not need to grab advantage on your own all that often, I guess. Whatever, you nerds.
We have 5 left, as of right now.
All right, so maybe let's be a little cautious. Or not. Up to you.
So is this roll, the force roll that I'm making, is it with Charon's stats? Is that how I make a family force roll?
No, so if you look up at the on the hand, the family move claim by force.
Oh, okay.
That's a grasp, which is a family stat. So your characters and families have the two kind of different sets and styles of stats.
Yeah. Okay. So my grasp is +1.
Resource. Yep. Heard a roll.
I got a partial success.
Good enough. You get 2 things. Well. Excuse me. You can tie a resource to that one. You can get a need, and you can give out some treaty. And you need to do 2.
Okay. It's sorry, the search function on my computer is being weird.
Oh, no.
I'm just trying to find that section in the rulebook.
It's on page 74 of the handouts.
Okay.
Yeah, that's. I was trying to. Couldn't even see a page number. Family moves are above the character moves on the reference sheet.
Gotcha. Okay. So I think all of my surpluses are free now. So I think I will commit all of my notes are still in North Carolina. So
Yeah.
I think
I
I have
had one committed. I thought the
Okay.
crops were committed to that your like bug ranch.
Yeah.
Above ground bug ranch.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. So I have medical. Is that?
Yes.
But okay. So then I guess I will commit the medical resources to exploring it. Basically
Nice.
as,
It takes up a lot of lab time, maybe.
Well, I guess I was thinking more like it's because it had dangerous beasts in it. Like we were gonna need help from.
So you kind of have to.
Either the ripples or the Bowerbirds to take it, and so I think like that was we were gonna basically hire them to take it for us, and then basically provide medical backup for that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And then also, like presumably somebody gets hurt, so they take a treaty on me, I guess.
It's 2 treaties from the bow.
Or
And
two
also
treaties.
just another reminder, because I know whenever I play this style of game, I kind of forget this mechanic, is that if you've got a treaty, and I think you all have a little bit of treaty on each other, basically, maybe not like 1-to-1, but like you can use it to compel each other to do things. I think I think you can offer a oh yeah, there we go. It helps you in lending aid as well at a family level if you call in
So like I know I have treaties on everybody.
a mild one.
Yeah.
You can
So
call
I could call that in, but then
so you can spend a treaty to okay, here we go. Basically to get them to back you up on something, to target them, or to grab a surplus, and players can resist that by spending a treaty backwards or by doing a special roll about it.
Gotcha.
But non-player factions obviously can't.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Then I guess I'm going to call in my treaty on everybody, my one treaty on everybody to get support, if that sounds good.
Okay.
What a twist.
Fall into a decision or protect. I don't think so like getting them to come along on this mission I don't think is that. It's more for like this is something that their characters might come on anyways.
I'll do it for $5 and a frisbee.
A frisbee?
I think.
And a frisbee.
At a family level more than a character level.
Okay.
Like I don't think like your characters are variously interested in researching and exploring for various reasons, and as such anytime that's happening is not unlikely to be on any particular mission, but since we're this group of players, we'll focus in on the ones that they're in on, and gear wise I think you all already geared up for last time. I think if you want to swap out for any reason, but if not, I don't think we need to. Yeah. Okay, cool. Then so let's see. It's you find yourself back at this vault with like the Corinthian columns. Remember, it was kind of like Greek in its aesthetic but like out of metal, because that was cool to me personally, and it had like grayish fungi, I think, of some sort that ate rock was the thing, if I remember correctly. It was pretty cool. This vault door is now kind of sitting open as you left it. There's these like row of back to tanks with largely smashed, largely destroyed. There's like one that still had a sample floating in it at the end that you didn't really recover, still floating there. Was there power? I don't remember. I think it was glowing green, like slightly, just the one that was still working, because like that was a cool sci-fi effect. I mean, because there were reasons for it beyond that.
Physics
Well,
then
and
I
science
wanna-
reasons.
Yeah, then I guess I can't remember why we didn't recover that last time, but I want to
Bugs.
recover
Because
that.
we were attacked by bugs.
You were getting out. You got trapped.
Science keeps being rudely interrupted by monsters in these games. Like, I'm glad my field work isn't like that in real life.
Yet.
Yeah, I mean, 2020 is young.
It's true.
It's not young enough. Anyhow,
Yeah.
I'm just hoping Yellowstone doesn't erupt this year.
Yeah.
Why did you say that?
that would be a fun twist. I'm in California, so it would happen quick enough that I wouldn't notice.
Fun twist.
Hey, look on the bright side.
Cool and good. So yeah, we zoom in. The party kind of creaks. I guess doesn't creak open the door because it was already open because we're not doing this again. But yeah, you kind of actually give me. Is there a look around roll? I always forget. There really isn't like that good. Well, what's it? The Unearthed Forgotten Lore one. No, that. Peter, give me a lore roll. It won't be a move. Just give me a lore roll to kind of
Okay.
as you investigate. Like I want to see if
7.
you notice something. Okay, no, that's cool.
You notice nothing.
There's nothing strange about the situation whatsoever.
Everything
Hope that
seems
lowers-
fine.
Yeah, I hope that lowers
no,
your anxiety
the-
levels.
I will say that the elevator shaft kind of has the empty one that you got that was empty. Wow,
That one?
We're with you so far.
that one.
The one that was
elevator,
empty.
that-
Yeah. Mhm.
Right, not the one that wasn't empty. The one because there wasn't one of those here. That was in a different location.
Right.
It's full of it's kind of webbed up like kind of slug mucus, but it's definitely kind of more mucusy. It's not webby like a spider's web. It's
Nature
well, I
beautiful.
just said the thing, nature. Yeah, just because if you'll recall, there's some bugs in here, and I don't know how bugs work. That's your job.
Oh, good.
Leaves go in one end and mucus comes out the other end, or sometimes the same ends.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, B, these bugs
Maybe
don't
both
have
ends.
leaves.
I don't know how
They have
bugs work
fungus. Peter?
I was going to say,
We're
now
good.
it's your turn,
Sorry.
Jordan.
Jordan, how do bugs work?
Not my area, even a little bit.
Well, at least not the
I would
kind
say
of
that
bugs
bugs
we're
crop up in a.
speaking about currently, yeah.
Sheryl got
Yeah.
there first.
Oh my goodness. Speaking of bugs and butts, I got a really awesome video of cicadas doing their thing today. It's great.
There. Oh,
Sounds
nice.
awesome.
Yeah. Those
Wait, are
17-year
they
cicadas
the
are really
17
cool.
I was going to
Yeah.
say, are they the 17?
They're
It's a-
really cool.
Yeah.
They're a little smaller than
It
the
is.
dog day ones, which I wasn't expecting, but they're really neat looking. And they're everywhere.
I'm
Yeah,
not
2020 is just
how
like,
it's
we'll
a
do
prime
everything this
number.
year.
Yeah.
Cicadas, why not?
Yeah, so slime elevator shaft.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Makes it easier to
sample.
get down a level. You can just cling to the wall and slide. Whee!
So I forget, did we actually look down this elevator shaft before? Because I'm assuming because you're saying it's an open shaft that the elevator carriage is not on this floor, right?
Correct, and you did, I think, look down last time.
I feel like
There
that's where
were-
the centipedes
yeah.
came up.
Okay.
No, they came
No?
up through the floor, but you heard them from the
Right.
elevators.
That was it.
Okay.
Just using a double layer,
Gotcha.
whatever the fuck. I don't know what I'm talking about or doing. But yeah, there's no elevator in there. Probably some point during the 1,000 whatever years of zero maintenance and all this, it's the cable snapped and the whole thing fell to the ground. So there's a rusty pile of debris at the bottom, but
Did y'all get your tetanus shots before we left?
did
the
y'all
settlement?
get your tetanus shots? Tetanus shots will be very important as this campaign goes on, so really do make sure that your characters are getting their tetanus shots regularly, and viewers, you too.
This
How
campaign
regularly
is
do you need a
pro-vaccine.
tetanus
Every
shot? I
10
have
years.
no idea.
Every 10
10
years.
years. Thank you,
Although
Sheryl.
if you're it's a weird thing for me to know. Although if your immune system is super robust, your doctor can check your titers and maybe you don't need them every 10 years. But every 10 years is a good guideline.
Well, there you
It
go.
is one of those things where it's like, why not? Just go ahead and just get it done.
Yeah.
It's super easy to just.
Because tetanus is literally everywhere. It's just in the dirt. So you can get it from anything. Yeah.
That's right.
But
And now
Realize
you
which,
I know
have.
almost nothing about
No.
tetanus.
well, I do think it's interesting,
I don't even
the
know what
association that we
tetanus
have
is,
of
just that you don't want it.
we have this association of it with rusty metal, but it's it's just that the things that stab you in general in a farmyard setting are generally rusty, and it's mostly concentrated in animal feces. So right, so that's the place where you're going to encounter the most. It's a bacteria.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
the
didn't say
stabby,
that.
stabby things
Okay.
and the stinky,
I
sticky.
don't know anything.
Well, and this is so funny
just know
because,
you
like
don't
you
want
said, we associate it with rusty metal. But when I started working at a zoo, I wasn't even working with the animals. I was working with children, which is a whole nother issue. But literally every employee of this zoo, regardless of whether they were working food service or tickets or the camp or with the animals, had to get a new tetanus shot. And it didn't matter how old your last tetanus shot was. They wanted everyone to get a brand new one because the risk is so high in an environment like that.
From the children.
And the children.
The plague bearers.
Those tetanus-ridden children, yes.
Damn.
Damn.
I used to get a really bad case of bronchitis every, like, August or September after working summer camp. Yeah, after working summer camp.
Yeah. Don't it always seem to go. So yeah, Peter, you've got a sample. I assume you want to recover it. You're just, like, all about sample recovery, apparently.
Yes, yes.
Like,
so I've got these kind of like reinforced gloves that I wear, and I mean, I assume we're all wearing like pretty much full body covering all the time because it's so cold out. But
yeah, you're definitely bundled. Like you don't see Arctic scientists not bundled, so I don't see why you would be.
We're all wearing Canada Goose.
This water's been out for like.
So I want to touch the mucus first.
Want to touch the mucus? Okay.
Like I just want to
slimy. Yeah.
Okay, I just kind of
It's
like
gross.
It
Comes
definitely
away in
appears.
your hand.
It definitely appears like biological, right? Like it's not like some
Yeah.
kind of like machine grease or something.
No,
like that, right?
yeah, I said snail mucus, and that's as close as a real life thing that I'm to what I'm imagining. Like, you really, I will say it's produced by centipedes. Not that like I'm giving too much away here, but like it felt like I don't know, a solid biological residue for them.
That proteiny goodness.
Yeah, that's interesting because
It
the
wasn't
centipedes
last time too.
Yeah. Like so possibly another strain or something like that. So that's definitely appealing. Yeah. How do you guys feel about going down this elevator shaft?
You want to go down the elevator shaft or the massive hole in the floor? We have two options.
Well, the elevator shaft is the one where the mucus is, and I'm kind of interested in these mucus-bearing animals.
The hole in the floor from last time is kind of largely recollapsed into rubble. Like you can see where it was, but you definitely couldn't go down or follow. It wasn't like a long-term structural hole or anything.
Mucus shaft is our only option. That's delightful.
If you're looking to go down, you don't have to, but you can.
Well, I'd like to get a sample of whatever creature is making this.
I bet you would.
I bet you would.
The
I'll guard the door while you go on your slimy adventure.
The leg from last time wasn't good enough.
Well, it wasn't a mucus producing centipede as far as I know.
Mm-hmm. And if you think about it logically, the leg is on the outside of the body and the best DNA is in the center.
Oh, right. Like a Twinkie.
That does make sense, yeah.
See, the problem is that you have to go into the bones, and centipedes don't have bones, so all the DNA's in the bones.
First, you have to bioengineer a centipede with bones, and then
Yeah, so they'll make the DNA.
Right.
Really costly and time consuming.
Yeah,
well, we
you
are
need a
here
whole
to
lot of
waste time.
mucus to. I don't know. I guess I can. Why don't I just? I'm gonna collect a sample of the mucus, and I want to also collect whatever's in that green vat. And I think that's fine for now.
Okay.
I want to basically see if there's anything. This mucus has any useful properties.
Mm-hmm. But you're not.
If we could like produce it as an industrial lubricant or something like that, like sustainably resourced industrial lubricant, is that something the institute would maybe be interested in, or adhesive?
Cool. Maybe it's both. You just got separated out.
Maybe it's really good cooking oil. You know, it's
You
like the new
never-
canola. It's gonna be.
No, for sure. Listen. There's the amount of things that are made out of like bug products. Peter, you know, I'm sure, but like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, did we?
The
We
color
had a
red?
yeah, we had a
That's
big
bugs.
discussion about cochineal on the Arctic campaign. Yeah. Oh, because Nancy.
Well, then I hate
Which is the red pigment.
Yeah,
that-
Nancy
that's
pulled
made
some
from
out of her
beetles.
freezer and crushed them between her fingers so you could see the red. It's like the reddest red. It's so pretty.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that reminds me. I should post some
uh,
pictures of that.
One time, Sheldon Glashow gave a talk at my college about just like serendipity in science. He's like, yeah, we came up with all these dyes. We just fucking stumbled onto them. It's great. And then just some of them we intended to do, but most of them were just like, what the fuck? This works great. Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Like 18 different antibiotics and artificial sweeteners because people had bad like lab discipline and licked their fingers when they shouldn't have. Wild. Anyhow.
What you
Very
don't get to hear from is the scientists who did that, and it wasn't a good
And it
artificial-
wasn't
Right.
an
So,
artificial.
Yeah,
so you're saying
they
there's
don't
a
get
selection
Nobel
bias
Prizes.
here, yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe. I'm saying.
survivorship bias.
So I think if you're not gonna like kind of screw around with the downstairs, we don't necessarily need to even make you roll to collect the couple of samples that you're looking to collect. I don't think you're really putting yourself in extreme danger here.
Well, all of my muscle
that?
seems real reluctant to go downstairs. So
I mean, if
that's-
you
I
want
don't
me to
blame
go, I guess I'll go. Well, let me rephrase that. If you are going, I feel obligated to go and protect your ass, but like, I'm not jumping down the hole on my own.
Is there
We
had
like
some
a
grad
perception
students.
check?
Sorry, what was that, Jordan?
Is there like a perception check in this game?
Yeah, I wish there was. Like the closest is like this lore, unearthed forgotten lore, which like when you uncover a new place, like it gives you
that's
some
not
stuff.
Really what I'm
But that's
looking
not
for.
quite. Yeah.
We just
I want to
wanna
be able to
look
like
at
look
stuff.
down the weird elevator shaft and see if we should be worried about jumping down it.
You know what? That might be. That's like kind of in the vicinity of diffuse, because like I will tell you that what's down there represents some danger, and understanding will make it less bad. So why don't we go for a lore-based diffuse? Because like that's as close as anything. Right?
Sarah
Alright.
says, Jordan, you should just throw your grad students down the elevator shaft. Which I
Probably
believe
my
was our
grad
thought
students
last
there
time,
for.
too.
Yeah, I
I
think this
forgot we
was-
had my grad students.
they're a sustainable resource.
That's true. I think.
They're a renewable resource at the
Yeah, I
very
was about to say
Okay,
they're
all right,
renewable.
fair.
but
Renewable
I don't
and
think they're
sustainable are
sustainable.
Sorry.
Valid points.
They're
They are
only
single use.
yeah. They're only
Yeah.
oh man.
Harsh but fair. Mostly harsh.
I mean, we're talking about throwing the elevator shaft. So it's that's a one use. I'm rolling more.
Yeah, if you want to do lore, if you can use them to help, and I think they give you like a bonus, but I gotta look at the followers section again. I always gotta look at the followers section.
Like a bonus like advantage or a bonus like
I'm double checking. Can't fight with you when far. Add a tag.
Oh, this part of the rules just
Okay.
says the dungeon master
kinda-
wins. Huh.
Well, yeah, all
Game's
the parts
over.
say that. Congratulations,
Yes, I
I
should have
win.
said game master. My bad.
I mean, we're kind of in a dungeon right now.
Well, we're above a dungeon right now.
Dungeon-esque.
What defines a dungeon?
wait, sorry, do I get a modifier on this roll or what?
Sorry, I was basically when you use followers to help something, you can kind of expand the scope because you have help, but it doesn't necessarily add a bonus.
Okay.
But if you would like
Looks
advantage,
like-
we have 5 more advantages.
I don't know, I feel weird about using up our advantages, but I also like, well, what happens if I bomb this roll?
We all die.
I will tell you that no situation
Whale's
will
back,
get
everybody.
tenser.
Yeah, the
John
whale
will-
comes
Failed to
back.
roll and the whale's back.
Mucus milk
No,
whale.
it'll be the
whale comes out of the
centipedes from earlier.
Surprise,
they're down
motherfuckers.
in the basement, and if you rouse them, they will be roused, and that will be bad.
Well, let's just roll.
But
See how this goes, I
if
guess.
you're cautious, then you're probably okay.
It's a 7.
All right. So I think you can kind of examine the shaft and kind of create some stirring from below, but you don't really create interest from below currently.
So which of these things do I pick? On a 7 to 9, you bought some time, but choose one.
I was figuring that that's kind of the danger will soon return
Okay.
in a pretty abstract sense. If
Okay.
you want to do a different one, we could talk
No, that
through,
works.
But that feels right for where we're at. It's always a bit of negotiation on the move results, which I kind of like that about this game. So what were you trying to, investigate about it? Because you have your grad students go over, they get some samples, run it through. I don't know what sort of field gear you would have had them bring. You certainly would have brought it yourself, but you can kind of do whatever field analysis on it would make sense, and I'll try and kind of give you understanding and results based on that.
Oh, I thought we were trying to go down.
From here, I thought you were trying to set up to go down. Am I wrong? I thought you were looking in.
Yeah, I guess set up to
see
go
how
down.
that kind of okay. So you're trying to set up a rope or something? Was I misinterpreting?
I was trying to figure out if another one of those things was gonna crawl out of an elevator shaft and attack us.
Okay.
If we jumped out of the
Yeah.
elevator shaft.
Yeah.
Also, how far the elevator shaft goes down would probably be a useful.
Boy, right? Yeah, I haven't said that at all, and we've been talking about this elevator.
Yeah, we're
shaft
talking
for
about
quite some
jumping.
time.
But
3 miles down.
yeah.
I guess probably a couple of stories at least. Otherwise, why would there be an elevator, huh? But
We have enough rope
it's
to
one
get to the
floor.
bottom.
Maybe it was
there's almost certainly
during-
enough rope. I was figuring less than 50 feet, so I don't know.
That would have been too much rope for our
5
Arctic
stories
campaign,
is-
because that is more rope than we had.
What?
Yes, it
50
is.
feet is like a standard adventurer rope.
Yes,
If
but
any of us had gotten a standard adventurer,
God damn it.
I asked them before they left
Terrible
the city.
dungeon
It's
crawlers.
like putting a kid in a
Terrible.
I think they're all
snowsuit
having a flashback
because
right
they
now.
didn't go to the bathroom first. I was like, okay, you're about to leave the city. Do you have everything you need? And they were like, yeah, we're fine. Didn't have rope. Noobs.
Didn't have rope.
Noobs.
Rubes. Goddamn rubes. Sorry. That's not what we're doing here. Yeah, so
We have rope.
Jordan, I think you could probably also secure her rope too. I think basically what you can kind of tell is that this kind of mucousy webbing, whatever sort of in the elevator shaft is kind of defensive, and so as such, they're not really paying that much attention. You'd have to. It's actually not really defensive even. It's more like a spider web. They just wait for to fall in and eat it. Is I think clear from a variety of bugs and mites and funguses kind of stuck in it, more towards the top than towards the bottom. You can secure a rope, like I said, so that if you want to climb down, you can, and you can also figure that you're probably not going to get jumped immediately if you do. But at the same time, that there's definitely not centipedes down there.
Not
You can
not-
climb down if
thanks.
you want to. You can leave your friends behind.
So that
Because your friends don't climb.
so early.
Does anyone here?
And if they don't climb,
All right,
Wait, does anyone hear what?
want to climb down?
Oh.
I do.
All right.
Well, that means I'm going.
I'll bring up the rear.
Damn it,
I
Karen.
guess we'll go to you.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I think you have to pick your way down a little carefully. It's gross. It's slimy. But it's also fine. You kind of see. Do you have torches? Flashlights. I mean. All of a sudden, British torches. Do I think I am? No, but what sort of lighting sources are you guys using? Any or
I kind of want to say that I have some kind of like bioluminescent thing, because I think that would be really rad if we had that. But
do we have headlamps?
Like release some, like you have fireflies that you keep in your pocket and you just like release, they hover around your head.
Yeah, I just have one big firefly and I just like crush it and smear it on my face.
All right. That's
Wow.
weird. I don't like it, but it happens. So no one's using a light that they can see by? You're just going with like firefly goop on your face?
Yeah. You just they grow. They have an enzyme. They have chemical. You mix them together.
And luciferase.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Because Lucifer, light bringer. So luciferin and luciferase is an enzymatic reaction.
Oh, didn't know that. Lucifer Morningstar. Okay, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you bring those together. Yeah. Sorry, we're going to go into some deep entomology, etymology, but we can avoid that.
I mean, what are you trying to... So kind of what I'm trying to, I guess, pick up is it's a fairly dim light that probably won't attract attention, but might, not provide full illumination.
Yes,
that's
what I have.
The scale of trade-offs that I'm looking to see where you guys are at.
And I've got a light on my speeder flashlight. If I could just bring my speeder bike down the elevator shaft with me.
How do you intend to do that?
Carry that down here?
Is it like a hover bike?
It's not.
He just like slowly hovers down the elevator. I imagine I probably have some sort of headlamp because when we go cave diving, that would be useful so that you can like keep your hands free.
Your octopus can't bioluminesce?
No.
I mean, I have that.
What is your bioluminescing obsession? It's not that bright. Bioluminescence is so you can be seen, not you can see.
Right, yeah.
True.
Also, my octopus is on my back in a container, so it's not as useful.
But yes, it does have little bioluminescing kind of things under its, for prey. Cave hunting. So what you see kind of laid out before you is a hallway not dissimilar, actually, with kind of a metal iron grating on the floor, kind of with another foot or so below that, and kind of a channel probably that runs off. Basically, you expect that there was some sort of flowing, or it was meant to handle spills, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at here. It's kind of got fairly basic handrails on both sides, about 2 people wide, kind of like a catwalk, but set into like concrete hallways, basically. And kind of, it got a definitely the same sort of shimmering mucus, but more towards the top than towards the bottom. Especially the floor seems pretty clean of it, probably because it gets moved through fairly regularly. I'm gonna say you have like, from some fairly dim sources of illumination, something 30 to 50 feet of vision. It doesn't really matter too much, but it's limited is more what I'm trying to convey here. So you can kind of see this kind of catwalk hallway going off, but you can't necessarily see if it turns or has openings yet.
I guess
I was waiting for you to say something like, and also there's like 6 giant slugs just slathering and checking you out.
No, but it does look like if you go deeper, maybe.
I want to go deeper.
This show has so many sound bites that, if taken out of context,
that's role-playing games, baby. That's all D&D likes.
Mm-hmm.
This is even D&D. I just can't think of role-playing games as not being D&D, and that's a whole. It's fine.
It's kind of like Kleenex. Sometimes you start using the brand name to refer to all.
Yeah, if I like I said, Legacy. It's a very good game, but there's like 3 people that I talk to on a regular basis who know what it is, and that's cool. But like everyone knows, my mom knows D&D. Like it's good. Anyhow,
Shout-outs to Mom today.
what are we doing?
That's good.
I actually have no. I had to put off a call with her because we had this. She was like, "Oh, do you want to talk today?" I was like, "I can't. I have this." Anyhow, that's not. We're doing things. I'm making the fingers go back and forth. You have a corridor. You've got some lights. I'm an idiot. Please do something so that we can focus on someone else.
Charon is going to lead the way down the hallway.
Love that for you. The leading role.
Yeah.
Nah, it's cool actually. So you kind of pick your way as you do fairly abruptly after kind of a few hundred feet opens up into a large kind of cavern. It looks like there's some sort of you can't really make it out from this distance, a large industrial piece of machinery kind of in the center, but it's very much like things have collapsed. This wasn't initially part of any structure. The kind of catwalk creaks and bends downwards and there's like a 10 or so foot drop as it opens up into kind of, you think like several ceilings might have collapsed or something. Because it's got like a lot of debris on the floor kind of around this machine and kind of it's basically a crater underground, and around it are also 3 giant slugs kind of sleeping. Or, well, I don't know. Do slugs sleep? They must sleep.
I have no idea.
That is a
They're
great
resting.
question. I don't know either.
They're not particularly locomotive. I actually have a friend who has snails. I could ask her.
Like pet snails?
But I won't right now. Yeah, she lives in Japan. She was like, she's like that. I don't know, pet snails. Keeps in a terrarium because they're the only pet she can have, and it's very cute. Shout out to my good friend Wendy if you watch for some reason, which please don't, Wendy. You know me too well. What are we doing here?
So like,
yeah.
Seen us?
What's up?
Have they like seen us?
They're not reacting to you in any way.
sorry, you said they're below us? Is that right?
Yeah, so kind of right picture about like 100 or so kind of foot diameter, like circular-ish, it's obviously rough at the specific edges, but basically what you think happened is this large piece of machinery on like a floor somewhat above kind of came crashing, collapsing through as the structures gave out over time, and kind of formed this like crater that goes down another 10 feet from the floor that's 10 feet below the catwalk. Man, I'm so good at words. And around it are kind of nested up some of these slugs. You see also, as you take a bit more of a look around, kind of something that looks like a clutch of eggs. Probably kind of... aren't snails have eggs on their backs, don't they? Slugs, I mean?
These ones
No.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
They like deposit them somewhere, yeah.
They have like a
fair enough.
mass.
They're not like some of them do. So, some animals carry eggs on backs. I'm pretty sure. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be
on the game
slugs.
master and say that they like carry their young in pouches or something.
I mean, that's the thing. Is there's so many things you all could lie to me about. Like, a broad range of expertise.
I mean, it is your world. They are giant slugs. They could They could definitely do other things than.
No, for sure.
And this was a
sacks on their backs, but
thing of
Just
genetic
lay it into
experiments,
there.
so they could be kangaroo slugs or whatever. Like, we don't know.
Marsupial slugs. I love it.
If a slug started hopping towards me, I would start hopping away. That's all I can say.
Man, no, listen,
You're so
Avatar already cornered the
Yes.
two animal hybrids. I
So good.
can't improve on that. I will try. We'll see that further down the road, but I'm not doing that here.
There's so many
guys.
adorable combinations in that show.
What's your
It's just
favorite?
I like the turtle ducks, I think.
Oh,
I
terrible.
like
Yeah.
when it's just a bear. That's
Yeah.
That was exactly what I was going to say. I like it when it's just a bear. And then they're
Surely
like,
you
"What
mean
kind
a
of
platypus bear.
No, a bear.
Just a bear.
Very good.
I really like
Um,
the koala platypus that shows
A
up
giant
in
one?
No, the koala
Oh, okay.
platypus. It's like cavorting in the river in like a single shot while they're like boating along. Yeah.
There are also
Ratio.
just fish. Fish, I think, are the only other thing that there's just like they're just normal fish.
We're fish.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking of the koi specifically, but yeah.
No, but like so they were fishing at the first episode. This isn't helping us.
So,
it is.
the yeah, maybe they were eelfish. Who knows? The big piece of machinery. Does it look to me like so? Because this is a genetics lab, I'm interested in samples, biological samples, but also potentially equipment that could.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does it look like something that would be useful for genetic engineering, or is it just like power generator kind of thing?
I'm gonna say yes if you don't make me answer any more questions about it.
I was hoping for something completely useless, like it stamps Necco wafers or something.
It makes his little candy hearts.
Oh,
It creates the
no.
writing. Yeah.
It's a
No.
trash compactor.
It will become a family heirloom.
Has.
Passed
Jordan's
down
got
through
it.
your
It's a
cave
pest
people for
dispenser now.
generations.
Just to clarify, though, before Charon's eyes get too big for our arms, it's like a huge piece of
It's
equipment.
way big. It's
Yeah.
way big.
Okay.
He has to like come back in like, turn this lab into his lab, like, or really bring a team in to like deconstruct and reassemble it somewhere else. But you can't walk out with this like right now, probably, unless
Sure.
something goes fucking wild. Unless you tame these slugs and get them to carry it for you. I don't know.
Sled dog slugs?
There's a joke there, but I don't know what it is.
It's really funny, actually.
How would you
Really
get them?
fast.
Snail
How would you get
mail.
the collars around their necks? They would just.
gonna
Where would
say
you
a
attach
saddle.
the collars?
They can pull
You
you
just
really
like get a
fast.
saddlebag and like balance it.
They can
on
pull
their
you really
backs.
fast downhill because they produce their own lubricant. They can just
Yeah.
slide. Whee!
Be great for
listen.
sledding.
But whenever they have to go uphill, it takes ages because they're just,
But the
So with that notion in mind, I'm definitely gonna try and take some of these eggs.
cool. So you want to like sneak up, get close,
Mhm.
without
Without
excuse me,
waking them.
attracting their attention.
Do you-
Okay.
Do you
Well,
want
that's one of the
backup,
roles, I bet.
or are you going alone?
I feel like maybe it's best if I go alone, just for sake of stealth.
That's true. That's true.
Islae hands you a fishing spear and says, "Take this. It's dangerous to go alone."
All right.
Okay, keep an eye on me. Hopefully, I can outrun them if they wake up.
depends if you're downhill from them.
We've established this is just part of slug biology now.
Yeah.
Giant slug biology. Yes. Look,
Okay.
giant slugs don't exist in this world. Whatever we say goes. Go ahead, Peter.
Wait. So, what am I rolling? Force? What?
You're diffusing, right? This is definitely diffuse, not one of the. Yeah, you're
Okay.
not assaulting anything.
Assaulting would be a great way to kill a
That
slug.
would
Oh
be a
my
way to
God.
kill a slug.
I can't.
I
I'm
mean, it's
kind
a
of
very
ashamed that
big
it took you
slug.
that long to make that joke. That was a long pause.
Some of my pauses have been pretty long today. I think my brain is slowing down. I've had to make a lot of my puns in the chat because
You've
I was too
been
late.
working your thinky parts overtime.
Yeah. Might be because my diet today has consisted entirely of pizza, which can't be helped.
Mine has so far been a bowl of Cocoa Puffs. So, like.
Oh, you were able to
It's
eat
not going
cereal
great.
today. That's good.
What is wrong with you people's diets?
I'll have pasta later. It's that I'm not allowed out of the house very often, and therefore have to make certain compromises. And also Costco had, like, certain cereals. And, like,
They
I
were
could have gotten
off-brand Cocoa Puffs.
Costco's that... No, they're regular Cocoa Puffs. Costco has, like, regular brands. They're just big. Just, like, big versions.
Like each Cocoa Puff is larger.
No, it's just a larger bag. This has gotten out of... Oh, God, it's not even showing up. Thanks.
I like how your background is like, are you sure you want to show that? Or is that part of the set?
No, this background is, like, real assertive. It gets my tattoos in my pants half the time. Like, I'm leaning my arm right here on something.
It looks magical.
All right,
So let's salt those slugs.
I assume that you are, in fact, sneaking, which I think is a steel-based diffusion.
Okay.
I mean, right?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna roll plus steel, which is a -1, so that I'm gonna take advantage.
I would.
We just got another one. Thank you, anonymous donor. So if you take one right now, we'll still have 5.
That's an 11. Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you, donor.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, shit. I mean, your light foot, very, very light foot, keeps you from disturbing these slugs as you go up and grab 1, 2. Do you want maybe even 3? You can't hold. It's like a hand each, so like 2.
Oh, they're
is the
like
most.
softball sized, or
Yeah, let's say, yeah, I
Okay.
like that. Because I mean, these are giant ass slug eggs from giant slugs, so it's got to be pretty big.
all right. I pick up
Maybe you
2
can, like,
and I
pile them up. Get a
kind of like look back
Get a
up at the
dozen.
group, kind of like then I
juggle.
come back.
That's not going to read well on the
Ground.
podcast. Thanks for that.
I look excited.
Yes.
I
I
cup
keep
them
on trying to say numbers out loud, but forgetting
in my
to.
hands and grin.
I'm like, oh yeah, you did good. I can just say 11. I'm doing my best, people.
That's totally fine.
Yeah, cool. That's good. Well, I mean, it went well. I was gonna, make bad things happen, but you rolled really good, so I'm not going to. You get your slug eggs. You get your. Are you kind of retreating from here, or are you trying to do like? There's definitely this corridor only kind of leads to and from this cavern, but like there are a couple kind of you can see in the wall like disconnected holes that probably led to different places before the ceiling collapsed and whatever. That you could potentially poke around a little more, but of course, the longer you stay, the more the danger, the more whatever. This isn't one of the radioactive ones, so it's not that danger, but there's plenty of other dangers. For instance, there are centipedes, which you haven't seen yet.
I kind of want to poke around some more. This has been going so well so far.
Oh.
We gotta
Now
make
you
it
did
bad
it.
before we can go back.
I'm gonna put the 2 eggs. I'm gonna put in like a large sample container in
Yeah,
my
I'm not-
backpack. And now my hands are all sticky, I assume.
Actually, when you find a
Scrape
device,
them off on the floor.
I was gonna say a grad student's shirt.
Yeah. Hey, you, come here.
These poor grad students.
I mean, whenever my cats get like their spit all over me, I just wipe it back off on them.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
They can reabsorb it.
Get it, right?
Indirect
they were
grooming.
gonna put it on themselves anyways. That was
Seems
Serena
like...
Probably really
first, like,
protein rich.
knows.
Yeah.
So it's like
In a survival
The eggs?
situation, that would be useful knowledge.
the eggs are probably protein rich. This is true.
yeah. Oh, I was thinking that like the mucus was, so it'd be like free food for the grad
Oh.
students, so they'll eat anything.
You just add it to your ramen for a little
Yeah.
something extra.
Yeah, exactly.
My
Wow.
Ouch.
my limit was always like the cookies at meetings. I don't think I'd necessarily go below that to mucus. Like I have some standards.
It really
Yeah.
depends on your department, man.
Grocery store
Yeah.
cookies. That's my standard. Whatever. I used to skip English classes to go to colloquia. God, what a nerd I was.
Why would you skip
Whatever.
English class?
To go to
'Cause
colloquium.
that's when the physics colloquia were. What do you want from me? I attended like several cool talks, but we're not doing that right now. I'll tell you about a Moss stream if you want. Gosh, where were we? Okay, so yeah, these tunnels are all equivalent as far as I'm concerned, so why don't you give me a roll to go down one of them? You can describe it, what kind of makes it interesting to you, actually, if you want. But kind of that they all look somewhat similar. I think some of them are ground level, some of them... The highest, I think, the ceiling probably goes about 20 feet above where you were, which leaves you... There was still like 20-ish feet of rock between there and the top of things from how I was... If not, there is anyways. Well,
yeah, I'd like
there
to
were
go...
shorter ceilings till things collapsed, but...
I'd like to go back up. I feel like that gives us more of a lay of the land than continuing downwards.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you kind of get someone else to secure a rope. I don't think that's necessarily your area of expertise. Maybe
Super bad at
Islae
it.
ties it to a fishing spear and like jams it on the second or third shot into one of the kind of gratings in the catwalk higher up, and you can climb up that or whatever. We're all making it up as we go along. And actually, you know what? Jordan wandered off to get water, and I kind of need to as well. So why don't we take like 10, 15 do bio here, and I give me a bit of time also to think about what may in fact be beyond there. I have some ideas, but like I'm admitting some unpreparedness here. What the heck? I can't prepare for everything.
No,
It's a very improvisational.
Yeah, game mastering has to be improvisational.
So true. So yeah, 10, 15, whatever. We'll see you back here, viewers.
Yeah. Don't forget, our Tiltify link for the Bale Project campaign is in the panels below, and I also put it in the chat, so please donate to the project if you can. We're going to take a bio break and be back in a little while, so we'll see you soon.
Sweet.
And we're back! Hello, everyone! Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed your bio break. We got some refreshments. As a reminder, we are raising money for the Bale Project on Tiltify this entire month. So please check out the link in all of the places. It's in the chat, it's in the panels, it's on our social media. Please support the Bale Project and any other charities. You can do protesting, whatever you can. Please do something to help make a difference in the world for the better. Don't make bad differences in the world. That's not as cool. Make a positive change in the world. That's what I meant.
This was going so well for you, Sheryl.
I'm ad-libbing! I don't have a script!
No,
Change
I
the
get
world
it.
in a goodly direction.
Yes!
Goodly
I've been
good.
like that
Goodly
3 times so
direction.
far this episode, but...
Yeah, so here we are, back again.
And we were exploring, I think. Yeah. Peter was, in fact, what was that? You were kind of exploring your cool new base that you just claimed.
Yeah.
Or we're kind of, this is the claiming process, but we know that the end result is you. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, so once Islae managed to lodge, her spear up in the kind of catwalk, and we kind of free climbed the rope to get up there, which is the extreme upper limit of Charon's like physical abilities. He's like an eighth
you're
grader,
not the
like trying to
first
climb,
one to-
the rope in
There's
gym
a
class.
harness system probably that you work out once you get like one person up. Like, I assume. Maybe not. Maybe it's
Just
just
use
the
my
one
hoverbike.
No.
Yeah,
No.
just lean it against the wall and climb up it. Is that what you're saying?
Just click.
Yeah. So you said it's like a doorway with like a hallway leading up out of this room.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably. you imagine that there were staircases that collapsed in this collapse. Boy, I'm good at words. But
it's not just me.
yeah. Oh yeah, no. Are you kidding? I've done this like so many times. But yeah, the corridor that is, I think, perpendicular, running in a different direction from the one you were in, but kind of parallel once it's but higher than you, basically. One story up from where the corridor you came in. I'm sorry. That's yes.
Okay.
But not rising past being the story up.
Not very good at visualizing like maps, so I'm just going to pull a picture of an MC Escher drawing and call it
yes. That's what I do want everyone to be. I'm not doing maps, so that's the thing. Is nothing's real until we imagine it, and so it's a lot of pressure, but it's very freeing.
Wait, does imagining something make it real?
In this game.
Oh,
for me.
Okay, just in this game. All right, I was about to be terrified.
Isn't there a movie like that?
Sure, there
There's
is.
several movies like that. That's like a basic premise. So yes, you climb up, kind of find a corridor leading away. This one less slimy, more. You see occasionally discarded chitin. You've left the slug domain and gone a bit more into the centipede domain, is what I'm trying to get at. But
I don't know if I dig these like segregated neighborhoods in this research building.
Listen,
that's why we don't have to feel bad about killing
shares.
the pods, because they're
Have
clearly.
You like did inconvenience to one of them.
Okay,
I'm not
fair.
sure you've killed a single arthropod here.
But if we do,
Took its leg.
we get two.
It's very annoyed. It knows what you smell like.
Yeah, that's why they're attacking our main city,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So the slug sees that its eggs are gone and it just rolls its eyes and goes, ugh. Like that?
It's like two.
Is that a mild
like,
inconvenience for a slug?
Yes, extremely. Like it's like a clutch of a few hundred eggs. 2 or 3 of which are likely to make it into big slughood, like giant slughood.
Yeah,
K
just thought it
versus
miscounted.
R reproductive strategies.
Here's the real question. Can slugs with eye stalks roll their eyes? Do they have the muscle structure to do that?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna say these giant slugs do.
Yeah.
Rad.
These
What a good
That's in
improvement.
fact the genetic engineering that was done.
Right.
Everything in this lab
It's a
can
really-
roll its eyes.
really high
And that's the
priority.
major.
Yeah. So these
This whole-
slugs can get really sarcastic.
It's actually just like the marker gene, like those glowing cats.
Oh,
that
yeah.
you know yeah.
That's actually what caused the fall.
Maybe.
They all roll their eyes so hard.
We have a new hypothesis.
I'm just imagining like one scientist wouldn't stop telling horrible puns, and the other scientist was like, "I'm gonna
It was
invent
Xander.
slugs that can roll their eyes."
It was Xander.
At your jokes.
It
Yeah.
was me all along.
100% Xander.
Fun fact about rolling your eyes.
Oh.
It wasn't until just a few decades ago that it was associated with sarcasm. If you go back to the original writings of Pliny the Elder and some of the other old scholars that wrote about every topic, you know how they used to write books about everything and then they'd split it into like 4 or 5 volumes?
Mm-hmm.
Eye rolling was associated with aggressiveness or sexuality back then. Those were the 2 different things, right? So you could roll your eyes as like a seductive thing, or you could roll your eyes because you were angry.
Wait, that's not when you said it was associated with sexual stuff. I wasn't imagining the flirting part, but
Oh no, it was the flirting part. That's how you'd flirt back then.
It's like a wink, but now it's this.
This has broken my imagination. I cannot imagine this.
I mean,
Yeah,
while
that's what
we're
Pliny the Elder
discussing
wrote about.
gestures and things, like
You-
the high
you-
five only came about like 3 decades ago.
yeah.
My parents were born before the high five was.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
It's
so
wild,
different
right?
than being like high fives didn't used to be a gesture of celebratory. It used to
Nah,
mean
for
that you
sure.
wanted to bang somebody. Like that would
Kind of
be
came
like,
out of the low five and the whole thing. But
what are you
Glenberg
doing here,
was
gorgeous?
all-
I mean, I'm sure.
Hang on. I have flirted exactly like that, so let's not. Boy, we have gotten so far off track. There's some centipedes, except not yet. You just
how did the
this
slugs
corridor
flirt?
looks centipede-y.
The corridor
What the
looks
slugs?
centipede-y.
Pheromones.
There's like graffiti
There's
on
like
the walls.
chitin,
That says
yeah,
centipedes
well,
here.
more claw marks
Yeah.
than. I mean, you definitely saw claw marks in the elevator corridor, but like the centipedes, they're not like, this is these guys, but like it's more dominated by like chitin and claw marks, whereas the slugs were more slimy or whatever, and maybe there's some giant spiders and they'll be webby. We'll see. Giant spiders are cliche. They're not giant spiders. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. That's just, oh god.
So I like this. It's
Gauche.
a good policy. Just like
It's gauche. It's passe.
I'd roll my eyes about giant spiders, but suddenly.
But now it's weird.
Yeah.
Now Xander went and made that weird. It's weird.
yeah. So careful what you say
But
about
yeah.
giant spiders. Cheryl made us fight a giant spider.
I did
So-
not
I
make
mean,
you fight
yeah.
a giant spider.
Yeah, you did.
No, you fought swarms of spiders, and well, the blood silk
That's
spider
different.
was large, but it wasn't a giant spider. It was a blood silk spider.
It was much larger than a normal.
Spider that is giant. I think
Yes.
that's
But
fair.
it wasn't like the size of the giant spiders in like the Lord of the Rings or in Harry Potter or something. Like it wasn't that big. It was just large.
I feel
a
like if
big
somebody
spider.
was like, "This is a spider the size of a dog," I'd be like, "That is a giant spider." I feel like it doesn't need
So
to
do
be
you want
like
to go
the
down
size
the
of a.
chitinous corridor, or what do we do? I know we're
Sure,
having fun.
yeah.
here.
Let's be stupid.
Could not be stupid. It's a little stupid. Again, these go down a little bit. It's really not important how long that corridor is. Some length. You go down it and kind of you get to what was probably, a cafeteria of some sort. Just kind of judging. You've all been by its size. It's kind of very large room. There. Some rusty tables, nothing that looks chair-like, but oh man, yeah. Sorry. And so, kind of in the center of this, it seems like you are currently coming in at some sort of bug nap time, whatever, because you estimate 20, maybe even 30 giant centipedes kind of in a cuddle pile all curled up. It would be very cute depending on how you feel about giant chitinous centipedes.
We
Kind
really
of a bluish
should bother
tint
them.
and clearish.
Are they all having puppy dreams, like with their legs going? Except that it's like all of the legs?
Yes.
Okay, I'm back into it now.
Yeah.
Charon thinks that maybe now would be a good time for one of those weird grenades. If we're gonna clear this base out and use it.
I think we need to call the people who inspect like restaurants for insects because I'm pretty sure there's a violation here. So I'm giving this cafeteria 1 star on Yelp.
Listen.
I mean, when there are 20 giant centipedes in the room, you better use Yelp. Sorry, that was kind of a stretch, but I'm happy with it.
Yeah. Sorry, it's a non-sexual eye roll there.
I hate that we now have to specify.
Oh, I know. This is
not good.
One thing that was beautiful and pure in the world, Xander, and you messed it up.
The eye roll was the one thing that was...
Yeah,
was it.
obviously.
That.
I can start giving
Alright.
sexual high fives.
No, see, that one we don't have to worry about, because nobody's ever going to shake hands or high five again, because hands
That's
are
true.
gross, right? So, like, you don't have to worry
So
about
it's really
that.
eye rolls, especially since like they can't see your mouth because of the mask.
Right.
It's really eye rolls that are going to be the problem.
Yep.
Yeah,
Come back.
we're so much more limited in how we can flirt with people. I think we need
Yeah.
to bring it back.
Well, yeah, because you can't
I
do,
think we
like,
have to, yeah.
like the kissy lip thing across the room at someone, right? You have to do the eye roll.
Yeah. The use of emojis is going to shift so drastically,
Oh, my God.
Sign language.
So,
Question.
are you Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. So we've been walking down these corridors, and now we're at the entrance of this cafeteria den space, whatever.
Yeah.
Did the corridor have other rooms along it? Like, was it just like a tunnel?
Probably some.
Or there? Okay.
No, I mean, this is kind of a lab, so there were various rooms that had, various purposes, most of which anything that made them unique for that has completely degraded, so they are largely now just rooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so I am not against the grenade idea, but I think maybe we shouldn't just be standing in this doorway when we throw a grenade at a pile of centipedes.
What if we just join the Cuddle pile? I'm not saying it's a good idea. I just want to make sure
No,
we weigh all of
I
our
think it is.
alternatives before we decide.
You go first.
No, listen, it's like if you introduce. And it's one of those various like animals where I think chickens, if you introduce them, you have to do it at like when they wake up.
Oh yeah.
But so like if they wake up in the same hen house as a new chicken, they're like, oh, that's cool. But like if you put a new chicken in the middle of the day, they're like, what the fuck is this, and kill it. Peter, this is your area of expertise.
That does sound vaguely familiar. Yeah.
We're learning so much today.
Okay. Well, that's
I feel like with all of Xander's
like,
knives, you could conceivably
stuff.
pass as a centipede.
And,
you just gotta kind of
You like stick them out of your clothes at like increments.
Yeah, little
I gotta say, I don't hate trying
Plan's
to
looking
like
better and
tame
better.
them.
I mean, you can do whatever you want, man.
Kind of, I'm not, they could be pets, they could be enemies, it's up to you. I mean, you're treating them with, if we're gonna go with grenades, that doesn't seem like it's,
Well, my grenades are aberrant, so like...
It could be a pheromone grenade.
Yeah.
I think you'd have
Can't
to
be
work
that.
together in some fashion to make that happen. I'd probably need some sort of, like, role to fashion a device that, like, did that, but I'm into it.
I feel like we would have had
but
the
what do you-
opportunity to work on something like that.
You know
now
what? That's
that I
not
have
crazy.
the sample.
That's not crazy. Lissa, why don't you give me a lore roll with advantage to kind of retroactively have had diffused the situation in that particular fashion? Does that make sense to me? I realize that I just nonsense with tenses because that's funny to me, but I like messing around with tenses. It's
11.
I got it from Ryan North. I don't know what to tell you.
I rolled an 11.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't looking at the right screen. Like four different things I gotta keep on looking between. I'm doing my best. I'm doing okay. Yeah,
great.
then yeah, I guess you have a pheromone grenade that you rigged up earlier for this scenario.
That I knew to rig up for this specific scenario.
Well, yeah, because this was an expedition. They've got a mission profile. You're going to this place. Peter was probably not Peter. Charon, right? It was probably talking like, oh, here's this genetic thing. Here's what I'm trying to, because it's got these cool big centipedes, and I want them to love me rather than hate me because I have this leg that smells like them, and I think they have pheromone stuff. Probably Peter knows about that more than I do. I hope, but.
Sounds
A little
exactly
bit.
like the scientific process I'm familiar with.
Yeah, and I guess maybe conceivably we've also been doing pheromone work to try and figure out, because the centipedes are attacking the elevator operator guild. So
Yeah.
maybe we've been like kind of experimenting and trying to figure out like, is there like, are there repellent chemicals or attractive chemicals? So that conceivably would have been something that Lissa and I would have chatted about over a beer, and like all great collabs.
Okay. Then
We're gonna publish so many papers about this.
but who gets first author? That's gonna be contentious.
Well, if there are multiple
Or,
papers,
I guess last, but
yeah, they can take turns.
Mm-hmm. Really, the grenades definitely the Institute is gonna.
oh, certainly. But
Yeah. They might be funding the research though, so you might also be last. I mean, who knows?
A lot of options.
Mhm.
Do I have to roll to also throw the grenade, or is it...
No, I'm gonna make Karen do that probably.
Okay.
Unless, like, you would be, but it seems to be a bit more his kind of thing that's happening.
Lissa, give me the grenade.
Here you go.
The special one.
Great role playing, guys. Great role playing.
I was gonna say.
Oh, good saying yes.
Now,
There you go.
Said yes.
how long do I have again before he goes off?
It's a grenade.
3 seconds?
It's a grenade.
5 seconds?
It's got a pin.
So what are the steps again? Okay, so I put
Yeah, what are the steps?
How long do I have?
Do I press this part?
Lissa, does
we're all dead.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Do you want to just do it?
I mean, I can also do it.
No, it's fine. I got it.
What if a grad student does it? Do they get to be an author on the paper, or are they just in the acknowledgements?
This isn't really their area of expertise.
In memoriam.
Citation section, in memory of Rob.
Wait.
Yeah.
Is it actually a dangerous grenade, or is it just a pheromone grenade?
It's a pheromone grenade.
Right, so it's not actually going to hurt anybody, right?
I mean,
I guess is it gonna explode, or is it like a smoke grenade where it just
I
like...
assumed it was more like a smoke grenade.
I was as
Okay.
well, yeah. Where it kind of releases a gas
Right,
rather
so
than,
nobody dies.
like- yeah,
Well, everybody
I mean-
dies, but
We haven't seen me roll yet.
that's true. No,
I throw it backwards
Xander's
down the
right.
tunnel, and all of a sudden
everybody
he's run over us.
dies at some point.
That is true.
Your characters
far.
are mortal. I can tell you this. Just as a GM, spoiler alert, you're not immortal.
Oh,
that's right.
man.
Especially when we turn around and on the other side of the tunnel, the whale is there. We're trapped
The
between
whale.
the whale and the centipedes.
The way.
I bet the Institute is working on uploading
The
consciousness
albino
to
whale.
the cloud or something.
Uploading what to the cloud?
Consciousness?
The singularity.
Oh, yeah.
That singularity. There's like 8 singularities.
Yeah, the good
depending
one,
on
though.
what feel.
Good singularity.
What do you mean by good?
The one where I get to live forever and not the one where the AI kills us all.
Well, you're really trying to threaten
Not
me
forever,
there,
just
huh?
just long enough to be able to read the 3rd Name of the Wind book. That's all I want.
Anyhow,
Up level
Very
anyhow.
specific requests.
I assumed Peter was throwing this nade, which
Is that a
I'm
Force roll?
force probably for
Got a 3.
Jesus.
Oh, wow.
That's bad. Anyone want to help? Lissa probably makes the most sense, but I could
Yeah.
be.
So do I also have to roll force?
Could
So I feel like Charon,
probably roll lore because your contribution here is kind of on the intellectual side of it.
Okay.
So
Roll the
I
pain
go ahead.
first.
Charon is like, tell us how this goes wrong before we figure out how Lissa
Nope, I
fixes
missed
it.
it.
Yeah, no, I think
Nope.
Xander's got it right. Oh, you missed 2?
Yeah.
You
You
didn't
guys.
calibrate it,
You
right,
guys.
gang?
Forgot to
Oh.
pull 10.
Forgot to pull.
Yeah, I feel like we just
But it
did
makes
a
this,
bad job
like,
designing it. And by,
loud, clattery noise on the cafeteria floor, which I don't know if you've ever been a sleeping giant chitinous centipede, but I haven't. I assume that would wake you up. I don't know for sure. It wakes these guys up, let's say.
So insect brains are interesting because they don't have a lot of the same parts of the brain as humans.
Here we
But they
go.
do
Actually, I do want this.
Yeah.
They do have what is analog to the human's reticular formation, which is the part of the brain near the brainstem. Well, I guess it's part of the brainstem, depending on how you define it. That allows you to wake up when something startling happens. So if you shine a
Okay.
light into a sleeping animal's eyes or a sleeping human's eyes,
Mhm.
or if you startle an
Even a
insect or
centipede.
whatever, it's the same part of the brain that wakes you up. So yeah,
Oh,
they would
okay.
probably wake up the
So.
centipedes.
There we go.
Ah, so now
That's
we've learned about the
An
wakey
animal.
bits.
The wakey part
The
of the
wakey
brain.
wakey part. Thank you.
So you have 20 to 30 swarming feral giant. No, hang on. 30 to 50 feral giant. No, wait.
Oh.
Feral centipedes.
Thanks, I hate
Uh,
it.
And you suggested centipedes. They were going to be millipedes, and you were like, "No, the centipedes are actually the scary ones."
Well,
so we should do
I
that."
mean, you were
It's
gonna have
true,
them attack us either way, so like
You're not wrong. They were going to be chitinous either way too, because I
Right.
like to say chitinous. Like cards on the table. Some things I say just.
I just
so,
love
just say
nature
the
check
words.
because it's
because why?
the only
Because
only
it's-
group of role playing games where people pronounce chitinous correctly.
Oh my god, thank you. Yes.
They're
Yep.
also chthonic.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say
Another
it's
fun
because
one.
it's the only role-playing game where people interrupt each other, like interrupt the flow
Nope.
of the. Well, not interrupt each other, but like interrupt the flow of the game this often, but like with constructive interruptions. Like,
Depends what you mean constructive.
you said you wanted to learn about centipede brains, so
And I did.
yeah.
So yeah, they are swarming at you, and that seems bad. You don't necessarily want that thing to happen. Does anyone want to act first, or do you want me to act first?
Are there doors in this entryway to the cafeteria?
Like, do you want to try and close and barricade them in? Is that the?
Yes.
That makes sense.
Sounds like a
That's
good
a
plan.
very
I'll
good
help you
idea.
with that. We have enough fishing
hadn't-
spears that we could,
Right,
jam
made a
holes with the
decision
doors.
Yeah.
doors wise in one way or another. So since you want there to be doors, let's put some doors in.
Yes. Doors
That's
that are
how this
helping
game
us
is.
this time.
You know what? You're right. Hey, wow. That's gonna be a D&D first, huh? All right. Give me if you're trying to jam it in and hold them back quickly before they kind of swarm at you. I would say that's probably steel or force. Steel kind of on the steel's like quickness or toughness, and then force is just like strongness. So if you're like trying to like push real hard versus if you're trying to like get in quick.
Sure.
You said there were like 30 centipedes, right?
Yeah.
So 70 more and we'd have $1, Pete.
You've already made that joke
I
in
know.
this game.
I know.
I feel like you shouldn't be allowed to make the same joke twice.
Yeah,
me where it
five
says
less than
that
have
in
a
the
quarter
legacy
Pete.
rule.
All right.
Yeah, I feel like somebody needs to be taking notes.
Hey, I invited you
We got a
here. I
blank-
can disinvite
blank
you
list.
here. I can just drop you from the call.
And you,
Um,
yeah, but then we'd have to do so much tech stuff to get them back.
I
It would
know.
have been
Yeah. I will roll steel to shut the door, and I will take one of our advantages. We have 4 more. Thanks, donors.
wise.
No nose for sure.
Steel is my best thing. All right. Success.
So, I mean, so you managed to like barricade them in quickly, and like you jam your spheres in a way that really leverages them in toughly. I think we're gonna kind of, unless you've got like, no, in fact, that's kind of what I think you can explore in this trip. Peter, you get your cool samples, and you get this base as such for your faction. It is more dangerous than it would have been had you cleared it good,
You'll have to pay
obviously.
for an exterminator.
and less useful for the same set of reasons.
You could just hire the centipedes.
But
Maybe they'll be your landlords or something. Who knows?
that's fair. That's
How
fair.
the bug economy works.
No, they're like
Definitely not the worst landlords out there.
sheepdogs, right? You can just like use the centipedes to herd all of your food bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I do generally. I want them to be your pets eventually. Listen, I need this for me. You know? But why don't you take a luxury surplus? Yeah.
Wait, what does that
For
mean?
you've got your cool new slug eggs and this like kind of bigger space. Basically, I think that rather than like barter goods, I think it's more like you can produce like dyes and cool shit here.
Cool.
So it's more, it's not like the shit that's like really good every day, but good a lot. Fancy rich people shit like that. Yeah. So take that. We'll zoom back out. I think since everybody else got a field trip. Actually, Xander and Jordan, neither of you were really the focus of those two, and we gave out some zoom out bonuses the time before.
Well, I have a mortal enemy in that whale now. That's something.
That's true. But like, it wasn't like your family didn't gain a cool, like Sheryl, actually, you grabbed barter goods from that already, am I right?
No, I tied my trade goods to that area.
Okay. Oh, you already have. Because I haven't, but should give you. So let me just, Peter, luxuries. And for the ripples, you can take... I gotta look at the list of the surpluses and needs. Bones. Why don't you call them rare materials?
Okay.
Whale bones.
Whale bones.
Well, you know.
So, rare materials is a surplus, correct?
Yes.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Neat.
And then Jordan and Xander, since we didn't really... We did that one with you, Jordan, but we then kind of gave everyone zoom out rewards already, so this is a separate kind of instance from that. So if you want to take one of the various zoom out rewards, and Xander as well. They're on 78 of the legacy handout sheet. If you hear a bouncy ball happening, my cat's just having a good old time.
Page 78. My PDF only has 55 pages.
And the
handouts?
Well, that's because each page is 2 pages. How do I find?
Oh gosh, I don't know what it is on the 2-page one.
78?
Just under 78 on the web handout, and then
39?
Probably.
It's after the character and family moves.
Yeah. So let me just read them out loud for the readers. They can get a new role. You can add one tech for having scavenged in the wasteland. You can scout new information. You can help out and get data. You can help out a faction or family gain a treaty, or you can get a cool new danger, which I think Peter grabbed and aimed at the elevator guards, if I don't recall.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
that's how that happened.
It's my fault the centipedes are attacking.
It's your fault.
Mm-hmm.
But
my faction is also the most territorially...
You have 2 things.
Accomplished now. Mm-hmm.
But you have things caught up, so like if they get taken, that's bad. So
if we were playing Risk right now, we'd all be ganging up on you.
Sorry. So yeah, Jordan, Xander, did I?
No, you guys. Who wants to form an alliance?
I like the sound of scouting for information that would potentially help us remove a need, but I don't know which need that would be, because our 3 needs are recruits, leadership, and transport.
Yep.
So maybe...
Well?
What would be a lead that would give us recruits? Because we tried to get recruits by using the medicine, but that didn't work.
Yeah, you rolled really bad on it. Hey, listen. You roll bad, you roll bad.
Could I get recruits by finding a location that was like... What's the future sci-fi version of like Chuck E. Cheese's, you know, like some real cool place that like everyone would want to come hang out?
Yes, I guess.
The
maybe
ice melts
like
to reveal a putt-putt course.
The cool party cave, yeah.
Cool party cave, buddy.
World's largest miniature golf course.
Well, how do you get recruits? Like, what's a plausible storyline that would lead to people wanting to join the Bowerbirds?
I mean, you live in a city. It has a population. As such, not everybody is committed to like one of the big 7 factions by any means. There's just a bunch of people who just live there and have, even like the people who are skilled craftsmen aren't necessarily a member of like the that particular family faction. It's just like they're the powerful ones within it. And so like I think you largely recruit by putting up recruiting posters and getting a PR win in some sort of meaningful way. So for instance, coming back with like a cool life improving thing, or being like good at your jobs or whatever would be certainly a fun and novel way to do law giving.
What's the cool thing that we could hunt down in the wasteland? Could there be a lead for? Let me pull up the map here. 1 second. Could there be a lead for like some cool life enhancing thing that exists in the settlement dominated by an unknown force or something?
Almost certainly. Where's that settlement?
Do I have to define what the lead is?
No, that's fine. We're gonna kind of roll an age after this in a bit anyways. And so that settlement will be like a settlement where people are living.
Yeah, that
and
makes
as
sense.
such, you could probably
that would be a good lead
from
for getting
that.
recruits.
Yeah.
Then. That makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. These settlements will start like being things soon. I swear it.
So then I get a point of data, and that settlement
that like
would be a place that I would want to go to get recruits to get rid of my.
They might be sympathetic to your cause. Is something
all right, cool. So that's what I'll do for my people.
Okay.
Persons.
Hell yeah. Jordan.
I think after the last expedition, we'll go for taking one treaty on Shepherd of the Cape.
Cool. Yeah, that
I don't feel like any of the other ones really fit.
That's fair. I mean, you could probably do the same for the Ripples, but because you helped them out in their thing too. But
Either
that's
way,
yeah. I think you have more treaty on the institute. Wait, you are the institute. Why do I have? What the fuck? My notes are wrong somewhere. I don't know. I'll figure it out later. Yeah. So let's. I think kind of you've done a kind of good initial exploring, some holding of stuff. So let's kind of jump ahead like 5-ish years. Well, things have like gotten a bit slushy. It's up in the occasionally not freezing on the surface. Still certainly very icy. It's just occasionally slushy. And you've had kind of time to.
The most popular sport is still the polar plunge.
Well, maybe. Actually, probably. Where is... I'm sorry. The turning of the age thing, I'm just trying to find it. There we go. Moving the clock forward. So you all have mood. And if you would give me a roll on that. I guess we should do it in an order, shouldn't we?
I feel like we need cool music for when the age turns.
Well, that's Jurassic Park. It kind of
you could steal from worse movies as far as soundtracks.
Yeah.
Wait, how do I know
just
how
not.
much mood I have?
Huh?
How do I know how much mood I have?
It's your surpluses minus your needs, which I think for you is 0.
Yeah, okay.
Unless I've missed something. But yeah, if you want to go first, we can kind of go through the age turning thing.
So I just roll like 86.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess if oh yeah, it almost certainly doesn't have a button to make that happen because that's how this is. Yeah, 2d6. Or hell, let me tell you, this might not be the worst time to grab an advantage. These are
Yeah, I'll take advantage.
meaningful rolls.
Okay.
Like
And I guess I just have to. Okay.
there's enough for everyone.
Yes,
I don't mean
there are
to.
3 left if Jordan takes one now. Thank you, donors.
9.
That's actually 3 take the highest 2, so just of the first 3, that's 10.
Okay.
But rather than anyhow, so then yeah, you can grab 2 fortunes, add 2 tech for. Actually, no, let's do it now. So on page 74 in the real book, and I think right down here on 79 in the handout is a series of trials and fortunes. And since you roll 10, you get to add 2 tech, and you get to pick 2 fortunes. I can actually let you take a look at those while we make everyone else roll 2. That might be the way to do. There's a lot of fortunes and trials, and we'll get to them when we get to them, viewers. I think is the way to handle those. So everyone else in some sort of order, give me a move roll, which is again your surpluses and needs. I think for some of you it's 1, for some of you it's 0. 0 for shepherds, 0 for bowerbirds, and I think 1 for the ripple.
Mm-hmm.
How do I do advantage?
Just roll 3d6 and we'll kind of look at them and pick the best 2, because the best 2 or 3 same way. So 8. 5 plus 3, and the second 3 doesn't count, and it's 8. So then you'll get a trial and a fortune and 1 tech. The tech is kind of the only thing that actually applies on this. The trials and fortunes have a lot of overlap, if I'm being honest. But it's fine. It's fine. Then yeah, Peter or Sheryl also give me those rolls.
You know what I need to add, because since I don't have my notes.
Peter's 0 and Sheryl is 1.
Okay, and I'm gonna roll 3d6.
Yeah,
the
and
highest
then
2?
the best 2. Yep.
Oh, using real dice. Fancy.
Oh, real
I got 'em.
dice.
Shit. Wow, those are terrible rolls.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good. All
Yeah.
right. You get no tech, and you can pick 2 trials.
Cool.
Neat.
I see. Trials are not too bad. It's really the tech that you're missing that's kind of a bummer.
Wait,
Feel
I
like-
don't see your roll showing up.
No,
Oh, I
'cause-
rolled
He
physical
rolled real
dice.
dice.
What? I didn't know that was
I
an
know. I didn't either until he did it.
option.
And then I decided to accept the legitimacy, because I'm pretty sure Peter wouldn't lie about that roll. It sucked.
Yeah.
I got a 9.
All right. So that's 1
One
tech,
trial.
1 of each.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So now let's go back around and figure out what those were. Jordan?
I'm still working on it.
Fair enough. Did anyone else pick one? That's
I feel
fine.
like
Like,
nobody
this
can
is
figure out what family moves I had already and all the things.
yeah. That's fair. This may actually be something that works a bit better at the off camera, and we can introduce it at the start of next session. I don't know how people feel about that.
Works for me.
Okay.
Just to kind of, so we don't have to go through 20 minutes of character management on stream. I don't.
One of the trials is that something monstrous from out in the wasteland has taken a particular dislike to my family and has been
Ooh.
hounding them ever since, which is obviously the whales.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I've made a
The
mortal enemy
albino
of the
killer
whales.
whales. Excellent. I mean, yeah. How do we feel about calling it? We can kind of talk off camera a bit, get this all, and then we can kind of at the start of next session, now that we have these roles in front of you people, so we're not lying about them. Just tell you how everyone's kind of changed and what they're choosing to do and whatnot. I don't know how people feel about that.
Yeah. I don't think that's bad. We can just start the next session with a narrative overview of how the world changed. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that feels
With a musical overtone that we'll have time to
right,
make out
exactly.
now.
just instead of kind of going through like making you make some big character decisions like right here, right now, kind of near the end of a session, I think if we take like maybe start early off camera or something next time, or meet up sometime other. I think that makes just give you guys some time to think, give this a bit more time to breathe. Let me figure out the new age a little bit more. I have some ideas, but like, it won't kill me to think a little bit more. Spend a third minute. Yeah, cool. All right. Love you, viewers.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks everybody
Sheryl,
for
why don't
playing.
you take us out?
Yeah. Thanks everybody for playing. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Whether you were in the chat or just watching us and being silent, we appreciate you for being here. Please don't forget, for the entire month of June, all Nature Check live streams will be supporting the Bale Project. You can find the Tiltify link in the panels, the description, the Twitter that we've got, all that good stuff. So please support the Bale Project and or any other charities that you are able to donate to. Yeah, does anybody have any projects they'd like to boost? Meh.
I think the Bale Project's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, yeah, that's us and what we do. We will be back 2 Sundays from now, and the Saturday before that will be the next Arda campaign. Somehow we were on alternating weekends, and now we're on the same weekends. I don't know how that happened.
I was very confused by that. It's fine, though.
It's because Burn has a regular schedule, and Arda has a schedule that's just whenever we're all available, so it's fine. But yeah, you can come back in 2 weekends for another double RPG weekend here on Nature Check. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Stay safe, do good in the world, and we love you. Bye.
Yeah.